So in this video, we will explore how to work with sub and remote agent in A2A setup. So we are going to have our personal agent, which is going to be our local agent. This personal agent is going to interact with hotel agent, and this hotel agent is going to be the sub agent of this personal agent. And there is going to be one travel agent, which is going to be hosted on a network. And the interaction between this particular personal agent and travel agent is going to happen over A2A protocol. So if personal agent has to communicate with travel agent, so it has to go through A2A protocol to interact with this particular travel agent, whereas hotel agent is going to be available to personal agent in the same setup. And we are going to use Google ADK framework just to create all these agents. And all the code is going to be written in Python. So our travel agent is going to be written in Python along with our personal and hotel agent. Though that is not a necessity, if we have like expose anything over A2A, then it can be written in any kind of framework or language, but still our personal agent would be able to interact with it via A2A. So considering that, let's jump into the code and see how we can make it work. So I'm in my Visual Studio Code. We have already covered how to work with A2A agent, how to work with A2A agent with card, and we are just going to extend it in this particular video. If you haven't explored this yet, then I would suggest first go over this before coming to this particular video, because I'm just going to extend the code what we have written so far. So I'm just going to take this A2A agent code and I'm just going to paste it over here. And what I can call, instead of A2A agent card, I can just call it A2A agent card sub. So let's first see actually what we have so far in this particular code. So we have created our remote agent over here. In this particular folder only, you can create like different project altogether. It can run in its own instance. You don't have to just plug it like this. But just to show everything in one frame, we have decided to put a subfolder over here. This is going to be our remote folder, and under remote, we have created our travel agent using Google ADKs. So this particular travel agent would help you to search and book the flights. It's basically going to use two particular tools for that, which is going to be get flight search and get flight booking. And we have kind of hard coded everything. We have created a method get flight search, and under this actually we just hard coded source and destination, what would be the available flights, what would be the departure and arrival time, all those things. And here also actually we have put some mocked up value like booking ID, confirmation number, and the passenger details. So this is our remote agent, and just to connect with it, we have created a separate agent card, which is going to be located into agent.json. And in this case, our agent card is going to be exposed on this particular URL. Now, just to connect with this particular remote agent, we have created this agent.py, which is going to be in our parent folder. This is not under remote folder. This is outside of it. And here actually we are using this remote A2A agent to connect with this particular agent. And as we have covered earlier, if we have to connect with remote agent, we have to pass the agent card URL. Same thing we are doing over here, and using this we can connect with our remote agent. So as of now, you can see in this particular code, we have only connected with a remote agent. We don't have any sub agent as such. So let's see, okay, what if I have some agents exposed remotely, but what if I have some sub agents also? And if I plug those sub agents over here, then how the communication is going to happen between remote and sub agents? So just to show that, right, we are going to create one particular agent and we are just going to call it hotel agent. We know like just to create the agent, we have to import LLM agent. And under this, we have to pass our name, description, and the model. So as we know, like we can pass any kind of supported model at the agent level. Now, other thing what we have to do is, instead of calling this remote agent, we can just call it travel agent. We have to have our route agent, which we are going to declare here. And this is going to be an orchestrator agent. And this is just going to orchestrate between the flight booking and the hotel booking agent based on the user questions. So we have to pass it in the instruction. And I can pass the details like this. You can help user plan their trip by booking flight and hotel for them. And under this, I'm just passing sub agents, which is going to be my travel and hotel agent. So you can clearly see the difference over here. When we are connecting with the sub agent, we are just declaring it like this. Whereas if we have to connect with remote agent, then we are going to declare like this. But for any kind of orchestrator agent, these two agents are going to be declared as sub agents only. At this level, you can see there is no difference because we are just calling these agents as a normal sub agents only. There is only difference in the nature how these agents have been declared. Just to make this hotel booking much more realistic, we can also define a method over here with some dummy values. So I'm just going to go over here and declare this book hotel method. I'm just going to import random in this case. And in this particular method, you can see there is specifically two locations, that is NYC and Lax. And here actually we have just put some mocked up value for the hotels. And then ultimately it will just going to give you a dummy booking ID. So we just have to pass this particular method into our agent, and that we can just pass it under tools. So this is going to be book hotel, and that's it. Now we have to make sure our remote agent is also running. So first thing what we have to do is open a terminal, and then we have to run this particular command, ADK API server. Then this should be A2A, then the port 8081, and then the path till parent folder. So in this case, I'm just going to take a path till remote because this is a parent folder for this travel agent. And first of all, we are just trying to invoke the travel agent remotely. So I'm just going to copy a path and just put it over here. Now we can see it's up and running. We just to make sure our agent card is getting loaded. So I'm just going to go over here, and we know our path is like this, A2A travel, then the agent card.json. I'm just going to click this, and you can see our agent card is getting loaded successfully. It means our remote agent is running fine. Now we just have to keep this terminal up and running. We just have to invoke another terminal, and in this one I can just go ahead and run ADK Web just to interact with this local agent. Now if I click on this, it will route me to this web UI. From here I can just select A2A agent card sub, and now let me just ask query. So I'm just saying I would like to travel between NYC and Lax, and this is the same value which we have feeded as a dummy data into our travel agent and local agent. So first of all, I'm asking for travel. I'm hoping in this case the travel agent is going to get invoked. So it has given this error, this model is not there. I have put a wrong model details. I may need to just go over here and update it, and then need to restart this local one using ADK Web. And I can try to ask same question once more. And in this case, you can see because we do have two agents, so the transfer got invoked. So this is an orchestrator agent, which is going to be our first agent, and it has just transferred it to the flight booking agent, which is our travel agent. And in this case, you can see whatever value we have feeded in the travel agent, it's just showing all those three options, and it's saying like, would you like me to book any of the flights? So I can just go ahead and say I would like to book AA101. Again, in this case, the transfer to the agent got invoked, and you can see from the orchestrator, it has gone to flight booking agent, and it's saying like your flight has been booked. And same thing, actually, we can just check it from the events also. If I just want to see like which particular agent is being triggered, because there could be multiple agents. So which particular agent is handling this? If I see it visually, then also you can see this particular step has been triggered by this flight booking agent. Now let me just ask one more thing. So this is about the travels. So we know our remote agent got triggered and it has done everything. From here, we cannot just see whether it's a remote or local. From the user's perspective, it's going to be same. But under the hood, our flight booking agent is a remote agent. So let's ask question for our hotel booking agent, which we know it's not a remote agent. So let me just say, I would like to book a hotel as well in NYC. And in this case, you can see the transfer got invoked. This is going to hotel booking agent. Earlier, it was all flight booking agent, but now it's a hotel booking agent. and it's saying like for how many nights would you like to book the hotel. I can just say 2 nights. I have got the confirmation ID with the hotel name and it has been booked successfully. Again, for the same thing, if I just want to go over here and have to validate it, then you can see in this case hotel booking agent got triggered. From the user's perspective, it's not going to get changed whether it's a remote or it's a local agent. But this is a simple demo just to show you how you can work with sub agent and remote agent together in Google ADK along with A2A setup. That's all what we have in this video. Thank you for watching.